Hello, how are you? My name is Peter Dean. I am the name's shaman. That is who I am. I am coming to you today, January 20th, 2025, to begin a new ministry. This is my new ministry. This is my new way to try to begin to speak to the masses about what I know about the mashiach, the one to come. The mashiach, I think there are three mashiachs to come. I think there's Mashiach ben Joseph. I think there's Mashiach ben David. And then I think there's Mashiach of mystery, which there always must be. The one that is beyond book, the one that is beyond the written word, the one that is beyond imagination, like you wouldn't expect it. But there's a lot here, and there's a lot to go over and try to explain on where we're going next with these prophecies. I'm not a person that is new to the prophecy fulfillments, because there's a lot of prophecies in a lot of cultures. It's not just the prophecies of the Jewish people. I've seen prophecies of the Native Americans in America, been personally involved in some of these prophecies. And I've seen many fulfilled already. And right now from what I know, the prophecies of the Americas have been fulfilled. They have been fulfilled. I can't think of one right now off the top of my head that says they have not been fulfilled. I mean, if anybody were to ask me what prophecies are still left of the American Indians, or the First Native people, or whatever, the tribes of the Americas, I would say there's none. They've all been fulfilled. I mean, I've seen them fulfilled before my very eyes. And so that's part of my job. That's part of my mission, is I fulfill prophecies. I don't know why I have been called to this. I allow Spirit to guide me in the ways of fulfillment of these prophecies. And today we are now looking towards the fulfillment of the prophecies of Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. I think I could call it Judaism, right? Or the prophecy of the Hebrews, But this is where we're all headed. This is where we're all turning to now. This is the final prophecies of the three major religions. And right now, I don't want to say too much of what I know, because I'm not starting out, but I just am going to let it unfold the way it needs to unfold, And like I've always said, you'd never know about prophecy until you have passed it, until you can look back and say it's been fulfilled, or you're not quite sure yet, you have to understand also that on all prophecies, even if you think that you're 99% sure that the prophecy has been fulfilled, you have to leave a little bit for the trickster. You can't be totally 100% ever, and that goes with anything. There always has to be that lingering wonder. It's still open. So, even if I say, I think, 99%, the prophecies of the American tribes has been fulfilled. I'm 99% sure of it. And so now we have to look to across the ocean to the major religions of the Abrahamic faiths, and we are now going into the fulfillment of many of these prophecies, and I think that we will see many of these prophecies fulfilled by 2045. But I don't think the coming of the final mashiach, the third mashiach, his final mission, so to say, will come during this time, this time, say within the next 40 years or something. I just don't see that. I see a figure coming on the stage who is Mashiach ben David, but the final Mashiach, the Mashiach of mystery, I think it's still a whiles away. There's going to have to be total peace before that ever happens. And mankind will have to have figured out many of his things that he is doing wrong in terms of war and the way he is still treating unkindly his own. There's a lot there still to kind of fix. And I don't think the Mashiach of mystery, will ever be able to fix anything like that alone. I think that it's up to the collective in a major way. I know the date, or I have a pretty good knowing on when the date is going to be. And so it's still a whiles away. But I think we're in the time of Mashiach ben David. We've already left the time of Mashiach ben Joseph years ago. But we're in the time of Mashiach ben David. And the Mashiach ben David is here. He has not been totally revealed, although it's coming out slowly, and he will soon be revealed. I think one of the major things about Mashiach ben David is his father will have to be called David, just as the father of Jesus was called Joseph. And Jesus was a Mashiach. He was a Mashiach, and so he did his time here. I think a lot of things with Mashiach ben Joseph, and that's what I will call Jesus now. I don't even like to call him by his name because I don't think we even got the name right. Some people say Yeshua, whatever, but there was a lot of, I think that there was a man, and a lot of the writings to have turned up in the New Testament about this man, although I think they were corrupted in a major way. And, for political reasons and for religiosity reasons, or just personal reasons, by some of the early scribes who I feel are a major problem to our redemption. And the scribes are still a problem to our redemption. And then you have the Muslim Imam Mahdi, and I don't even want to touch that. I'm not well versed in Islam, But I think that there is somebody now on the stage too, and with Mashiach ben David, they will come together, and sooner or later they will form an alliance, and they will help bring about a change that will usher in a time of renewal, of greater peace, and the wars will die down. I do see war coming. I don't think I think we're going to have to go through some. Even though I don't like to say that, I like to be hopeful, you know. But if we look at the prophecies, I think that there's many in there that still are talking about or written about the coming of a time of great distress, and it all has to surround uh, the area of the beginning in the people of the Abrahamic faiths. But it's up to them, you know. I mean, I think that it's up to them. I think that there's going to be leaders that come on the stage. Maybe some may not even know that they're the Mashiach ben David, and he may not even know he's the Imam Mahdi. However it turns out, or however it comes to be, I think that, you know, it's going to come after some times of great distress, put it that way. However that great distress comes, it might not be war, it might be, you know, just natural calamities, whatever. I don't know. You know, it's like I said, all prophecy is and forever will be, whether it's Native American, whether it's Hindu, whether it's Buddhist, whether it's Hebrew, Islamic, whatever. You have to be past it to take a step back to reason the prophecies out. I don't like to talk too much about my own personal journey. Um, it's not that I haven't been to many places and seen many things of prophecies being fulfilled. And it has been a wonderful journey, believe me. It's been tough. It's been hard. I'm not saying it's been an easy one. I've even lost my daughter on on this journey, and but she has her own way. She was part of it all. She's been part of this completion of the fulfillment of the prophecies. As I look at her as the bride of Christ, and whom I had to give away. And that's what was being asked of me. And so I did. I had to. Finally washing under the waters of Jediah Creek, Jediah Bridge, of the Mill Creek, cleansing myself. She brings new life in now to the world. And there is no need for the sacrificial red heifer. Water will suffice. For as they say, and that was a fulfillment of the end of Revelation. And if you read the end of Revelation, the bride of Christ is to announce water is life. All water is life. And that's what happened. Revelation bounces around a lot, so it's confusing. And the timeline of Revelation. But I've been part of the bride of Christ in the end, the last chapter. Water is life. That's the message. Water is life. And that's my message, Through my own journey, that is what I've found out. That your story is just as beautiful as anyone that has walked the earth, or anyone that is written in any book. Your story is just as sacred, just as beautiful. There is no more holy water than the water that has sprung you forth, the baptismal waters from your mother's womb that sprung you forth and christens you into life again. Like I saw when I first saw my daughter born, she was covered in oil. And that's what we all are. It was a realization. Years later, I never really took much notice or thought much about it when I first saw her eyes open and look at me from the darkness of where she came, just as much as I held her hand when she left. And I looked into her eyes to the darkness of where she was going. We are all born royal in our mother's oil. You see, there is no oil from the hands of man that can ever, ever, ever match that. There is no water from the hands of man that could ever, ever match the baptismal waters of your own mother's womb. I guess that's a good first message from me to all of you today, as I begin now with a new way of trying to get the message out. I'm ready to talk. I'm ready to do more writing again. Even though my journey has slowed down a lot, because the prophecies are complete in America. I was called to them. I was called. I saw them all. The eagle and condor prophecy, done. White buffalo prophecy, done. Paana of the Hopi, done. Finished. Blue Kachina, done. Finished. I've been there. I saw them all happen. They're done. They're finished. They are behind us. I'm 99% sure. 99%. So now I must look across the ocean. And the spirits tell me to follow the crescent sun. They want me to put every timeline, every ounce I have into what I need to do to follow these prophecies of the Abrahamic faiths that are to come. I must follow the crescent sun. May the light of this crescent sun shine upon you all. Okay, I'll leave you with that. And we will continue on. This is just the beginning of a new way of being, I guess. Anyway, peace within, peace without, peace all around. Have a good day. Today is a good day. I will be in touch.